Levi put on a wry smile. You have got to be kidding me. I'm not married to you anyway. Zoe is my best friend. I cannot allow her to ruin her life. Iris said coldly. Unless. Unless what? Her words piqued Levi's interest. Unless you become successful again. You have to be as accomplished as Zoe to deserve her. Otherwise, I will never agree for you to stay by her side. Levi laughed. I am the one who aided Zoe to achieve her current success, you know? Iris grimaced. She questioned Levi in an icy tone. Are you telling me that you regained control of Levi Group and proposed to change the company's name to Morris Group? Levi grinned. You're a smart lass, all right. You're absolutely correct. Can you be a little more grounded, Levi Garrison? You're ridiculous. I've researched everything about Morris Group. The chairman of the company, Neil Atkinson, has got nothing to do with you. Iris kept quiet after she spoke her piece. Pin-drop silence filled the atmosphere inside the car. Since young, Iris had been an assertive and domineering person. Not to mention she had the abilities to back up her attitude. She became more arrogant after she accumulated experiences and established her reputation in the financial world abroad. Iris would only treat a few formidable figures in the financial world with respect at that point. I did not care to take Levi Garrison in the past seriously. Much less this Levi Garrison who was recently released from prison. I realize he's a really terrible man after that brief conversation we had. Women like me and Zoe are far too good for someone as lowly as him. I've made up my mind. One of my goals for returning to the country is to separate Levi from Zoe. They arrived at Morris Group after a short while. Bring my luggage back to Zoe's place for now. I will contact Zoe again at night. Iris took a few bills and tossed the money at Levi before getting out of the car. Don't worry. I'm paying you for your hard work. In Iris's opinion, Levi was a mere servant who can be tasked around with money. Levi thought to himself as he looked at the money now lying on the passenger seat. She's humiliating me with money. Whatever. I'll bring her luggage back for now. Kieran called just as Levi was about to leave. Where are you, sir? Both candidates have just arrived. We'll be starting the interview at 10 o'clock sharp, as I mentioned previously. Levi patted his head after listening to Kieran's reminder. I totally forgot about this because of Iris. I'm already here. I'll head upstairs right away. Levi answered. All right. I will make the arrangements now. Kieran said. Kieran had settled everything by the time Levi reached his office. Inside his office was a screen showing the live surveillance footage inside the meeting room. Both candidates would undergo their interviews in the meeting room in a short while. Kieran was present inside the meeting room. But he was merely there to show his face. The other executives would be the ones to question the candidates. Elena Holmes was one of the executives to participate in the interview. Kieran was wearing an earpiece to relay Levi's questions to the candidates. The first candidate, please enter now. Thus, the interview officially began. The first candidate was a woman. She had a slender body figure and captivating looks. Levi was dumbfounded when he saw the woman's appearance through the screen. That's Iris Annabelle. So that's why she returned from abroad. She's here to apply for the vice president position in Morris Group. No wonder she asked me to send her here. This is all Iris's fault. I would have grasped the situation earlier if she did not bash me with all those insults just now. Iris's interview started before Levi could recollect his thoughts. She was indeed a highly competent candidate, as she wasted no time to impress the interviewers with her performance. Levi recomposed himself and began questioning her through Kieran. Levi's inquiries were all in point and reflected his professionalism. Iris was amazed whenever Kieran asked her the questions. This Neil Atkinson is a remarkable man. The way he tackles a situation from a unique point of view is simply astounding. He's a business prodigy. My career can only flourish under the leadership of a brilliant man like him. This will be a great opportunity to polish and further enhance my talents. However, what Iris didn't know was that it was Levi who was coming up with the questions. She resolved all the queries one after the other in a calm and collected manner. She'd prepared herself thoroughly before attending this interview. She has considered Morris Group's future and laid out detailed plans to further advance the company in this industry. Levi thought Iris was indeed a capable person for the job. This is the type of talent I need in my company. Kieran, tell her she's hired, Levi said. Kieran hesitated. Then he whispered, Sir, there's another candidate who hasn't undergone the interview. Don't you wish to compare the candidates? That's not needed. She's the person I need to fill in the position. Ask the other candidate to apply for another executive position, Levi answered. Inside the meeting room, Kieran put on a dazzling smile. Congratulations, Ms. Annabelle. You are officially hired as the Vice President of Morris Group. Please familiarize yourself with the work environment today. You can start working tomorrow once you're done handling the onboarding process with the HR department. The other executives inside the room were stunned. Even Iris was taken aback. I have the confidence to land this job. But to make this announcement right here right now is unexpected. Under normal circumstances, the executives will have to discuss and come up with a decision for a matter as important as this. Moreover, there's another candidate that is waiting outside the room. Elena asked, What about the other candidate, Mr. Atkinson? Kieran smiled. Ms. Annabelle is the right person for this job. Ask the other candidate to apply for another position. Understood. Iris was astonished. She could not help but admire Kieran's decisiveness. He's a resolute yet eccentric man. Only great men can possess a personality like this. I've come to the right place. Iris walked up to Kieran, intending to discuss work-related matters. But Kieran responded in a friendly manner. I'll be frank, Ms. Annabelle. I'm just another employee of this corporation. The true owner of this company is another man. He was the one who interviewed you earlier. Shocked, Iris inquired about the company's owner and even requested to meet with him. You'll get the chance to meet him in the future. Back in Levi's office, Kieran wiped the cold sweat off his forehead. Isn't that decision too hasty, sir? Levi smiled. Not at all. That woman is bold and she can think outside the box. That kind of character is needed for a company's constant development. I scanned through the other candidate's resume, and his style is not what I'm looking for. Levi had already made the comparison in advance. Then he curled his lips and thought to himself. I'm guessing you never expected me to become your superior, am I right, Iris Annabelle? Iris handled her onboarding procedures at the HR department and toured around the company before exiting with a pile of documents in her hands. Unexpectedly, she was surprised to find Levi waiting for her at the entrance. Levi had just reached the entrance too. Iris eyed Levi confusedly. Then she took out more money from her purse and tossed the cash to Levi after entering the car. Consider this the fee as well as your tips since you waited for me, Iris said. She had gotten used to the norm abroad, where people would tip the waiters, valets, and cab drivers for their services. In Iris's opinion, Levi was the same standard as those people, perhaps even more inferior than them. Levi took the cash and stashed the money into his wallet. Iris shook her head and sighed at that sight. He's willing to accept the money without any complaint. He really doesn't deserve Zoe anymore. Levi added. You're even tipping me? Did you strike gold earlier? Iris pointed at Morris Group. Do you know this place? Levi nodded. Of course. This place used to be Levi Group. Yes. Morris Group had acquired Garrison Group. This company's assets are worth more than 10 billion now, so the prospect is something to behold. I am the newly hired vice president of Morris Group. I do not prioritize the salary, but they are paying me 70 million annually. Iris explained to Levi as if that was an insignificant matter. I can earn this much money while I was abroad anyway. I applied for this job in Morris Group mainly to fulfill my dreams. Congratulations then. Levi grinned. He added to himself internally. I'm afraid you will never know this. But I am your boss. I will be the one that get to decide the amount of your annual salary. Levi brought Iris back to Bayview Garden. She was stunned after taking a look at the house. You bought this? Iris asked with uncertainty. Oh, no. We rent this place. Levi answered. Ha ha ha, Iris laughed out loud. Don't you feel ashamed, Levi Garrison? You're asking Zoe to stay in a rental house with you? Let me guess, Zoe pays for the rent too? There's no way Levi can afford to pay the monthly rent for this place. A luxurious house like this costs at least $10,000 a month to rent. Levi nodded. Yes. Zoe is paying the rent. If I married a man like you, I would have divorced you without any hesitation. You're just a burden to Zoe. Iris glared at Levi. Don't you dare spew nonsense about love in front of me. If you do love Zoe, you should leave her with her best interest in your heart. Levi sneered. You're underestimating me too much, woman. Believe me when I say this. I'm the one that gave you and Zoe everything you have. Iris rolled her eyes at Levi. Ridiculous. He's outrageous. The only improvement I can see in him is his ability to talk big shamelessly. I don't mind marrying you if what you said is the truth. Iris trembled with rage. Remember what you just said. Do not regret your decision in the future. Levi beamed at her. Iris was about to lose her mind when she saw Levi sizing her up. He's a scumbag. She went into the guest room and slammed the door behind her, reluctant to see Levi's face for a second longer. In the afternoon, Zoe returned home earlier than expected. Let's go out and celebrate your return to the country, Iris. Zoe was very excited. Sure. It's my treat today since I got the job. Iris said with a smile. That's great. Zoe was genuinely happy for her best friend. There will be plenty of opportunities for us to collaborate in the future, Zoe. I'll definitely help you out with the investments. Let's go and have our meal. Iris said to Zoe straightforwardly when she saw Levi coming out from his room. I need to talk to you about an unpleasant matter. Zoe was confounded. What do you mean? You should divorce Levi. Iris added. I believe your parents and relatives will agree with me for you to split up with him. What? Divorce? A Porsche 911, worth over $1 million, was parked outside the house when they arrived at the entrance. My car is here. Iris opened the car door and entered the driver's seat. She had purchased everything she needed before her return to the country. One of the cars she bought was this Porsche 911, while the house she acquired was next to Levi and Zoe in Bayview Garden. Get in, Zoe. Iris shouted. Zoe hesitated. There are only 2 seats available in this sports car. What about Levi? Humph. Let him take a cab. Do not drive there, Levi Garrison. The place we are going to does not allow any car below 1 million to enter. Iris reminded Levi sternly. I am going to show him the difference between our standards right here and now. He should just take a cab there instead of sticking out like a sore thumb at that high-end restaurant for driving a cheap car. In the end, Zoe joined Iris in her car while Levi took a cab to their destination. Royale Club Restaurant was located in a secluded place. The restaurant accepted only customers with advanced booking. Any customer who wished to dine in must register as a member by paying a 2 million registration fee. Besides, they had to book a table a week, or even a month earlier. The reason behind the hassle was the expensive ingredients that required advanced preparation. The Royale Club Restaurant was part of Leo Rogers's business. The place was nominally run by the Rogers family, but Levi was the actual owner. Numerous luxurious cars were parked outside the restaurant. Even Iris's Porsche 911 did not seem significant among the expensive cars. She jeered at Levi. Do you see this, Levi Garrison? Zoe and I are people who deserve such lavish lifestyle. You don't have a thing you can provide for Zoe. You are just an embarrassment and a burden to her. Levi ignored her. Iris showed her member card to enter the restaurant, but her card was merely an entry-level silver card. She waved the member card in her hand. Do you see this card? I have to pay 2 million a year just to qualify as the lowest-ranking member in this restaurant. Iris glanced at Zoe. I'm sorry to say this in front of you, Zoe, but Levi Garrison will never get the chance to step into this place without us. Zoe was caught in a difficult position. But she could do nothing about Iris's blatant personality. For some unknown reasons, every staff inside the restaurant was looking at the trio apprehensively with respect and even fear. Iris did not know what was going on either. What's with these people? Am I that scary looking? Little did she know, they were actually wary of Levi's presence. Every member of the Rogers family was afraid of Levi more than anyone else. The manager of Royale Club Restaurant, Alger Palmer, immediately rushed over to greet them. Esteemed Mr. Garrison, Ms. Annabelle, and Ms. Lopez, welcome. All the other waiters and waitresses raised their voices at once. Welcome to Royale Club Restaurant. Then Alger shouted. Clear the tables. Ask all the other patrons to leave right away. Our restaurant will only serve Mr. Garrison and his guests tonight. Soon, Levi, Zoe, and Iris were the only patrons left. Zoe and Iris were in disbelief as they witnessed that scene. What's happening? Are they chasing all the other patrons away because of me? But I am only a silver member here. I believe there were other gold, platinum, and diamond-ranked patrons dining here earlier. In the end, Levi and the ladies were arranged to sit in the best spot inside the restaurant. Iris was confused. This seat is only open for diamond card members, and that's equivalent to spending 50 million in this place every year. My card obviously does not fulfill that requirement. Why am I allowed to sit here when I am only a silver card member? Something's wrong. There must be something going on here. I've sensed the bizarre atmosphere since we walked through the door earlier. Are you satisfied with our services, Mr. Garrison and esteemed guests? Alger sought out their opinions while looking at Levi, naturally. Levi replied with a smile. It's acceptable. Zoe was anxious while Iris said coldly. What are you talking about, Levi Garrison? You're not qualified to voice out your opinion in a place like this. Clarity washed over Alger Palmer instantaneously. These two ladies must not be aware of Levi Garrison's identity. He quickly smoothed things over. Please calm down, Ms. Annabelle. We accept every feedback given by our patrons. You can even give us suggestions as to how we can improve our services. We will try our best to please Mr. Garrison. Leo Rogers's words rang beside Alger's ears as he shuddered fearfully. You will suffer greatly if anyone inside the restaurant displeases Levi Garrison. Maintaining Levi's good mood was the utmost priority for every staff in Royale Club restaurant at that moment. Alger bowed deeply while asking for Levi's opinion. Do you have any suggestion for us, Mr. Garrison? I do have one suggestion. Hurry up and serve the dishes. I am famished, Levi said impatiently. Alger waved his hand at once. Hurry up and serve the dishes. Bring out all the best dishes we have in the restaurant immediately. That's the spirit. Alger was visibly excited to receive a compliment from Levi. He took out a handkerchief to clean Levi's leather shoes after noticing some stain. There is some dirt on your shoes, Mr. Garrison. Let me wipe off the stain for you. Zoe and Iris widened their eyes incredulously. They stared in horror as Alger crouched down to clean Levi's shoes. Oh my God! What's going on? They were aware of Alger's elevated status as the manager of Royale Club restaurant. Most wealthy people had to pay their respect to him because the restaurant was part of the Rogers family's business, after all. So what is he doing, cleaning Levi's shoes in front of us? Who's Levi, actually? This is unbelievable. The entire table was swiftly fled with freshly prepared dishes after Zoe and Iris recovered from their momentary daze. Iris was shocked when she saw the dishes served on the table. These are not what I ordered. All these dishes are the most expensive items on the menu because of the rarity of the ingredients. This meal alone will cost me over 200,000. Iris smiled awkwardly. Is there an error with the kitchen? These are not the dishes I ordered. Alger answered with a courteous smile. Please be rest assured, Ms. Annabelle and Ms. Lopez. This meal is completely free of charge. All of you have the right to dine in here any time, without any booking and payment. Iris was bewildered. This. But manager, I am only a silver card member. That's all right. All of you can enjoy more benefits than those entitled to diamond card members. Alger added. Iris and Zoe were caught in perplexity. They gazed at Levi, who was stuffing his face with the luscious foods at the moment. It seems like he's the crux of all that's happening. Iris could not contain her curiosity. Who are you, Levi Garrison? We seem to be receiving all these extraordinary treatments because of you. Levi responded without even looking at her. You're right. It is because of me. Then who are you? Iris gulped as anxiety crept into her heart. Zoe tensed up as well. Levi wiped his mouth and answered. I am the owner of this restaurant. So it's only natural that I can enjoy everything here as I like. Silence filled the air after Levi spoke.
This marks the end of chapter 220. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel and comment any other novels you'd like to be featured here.